I need you to stop what you are doing and listen. Not later, not after the distraction. Settle now, because what I am about to say is not just another message. It is a divine interruption. I am in the same room as you. Yes, the very space you are in right now is filled with my presence. And you have no idea what is already moving around you. This is not comfort speech. This is holy confrontation. You have been asking if I am still near, and I am about to prove it. So do not you dare scroll. Do not you mute me halfway. Do not treat this like background noise. Watch until the final breath of this word, because I will speak things that rewrite your atmosphere. Every second is laced with purpose. Every moment is charged with glory. Stay, child, because if you walk away too soon, you will miss what you were born to hear. My beloved child, hush the noise of your surroundings and the whirlwind of thoughts in your head. This is not a casual moment. It is not fleeting or random or imagined. It is divine. It is deliberate. And it is happening now, right now, while your eyes read these words and your chest rises and falls with every breath. I am here, not just watching, not just thinking of you from a distance. I am in the same room, the very room where your pain has echoed in silence, the room where your prayers have been whispered between tears. I am standing beside you with the full weight of my glory, yet with the tenderness of a father whose love cannot be measured. This is not poetic imagery. This is not some comforting thought crafted to make you feel better. This is the truth, your reality. And it is more real than the chair beneath you or the wall surrounding you. My presence is not far off. It is not a hope or a wish. It is here. I have stepped in not because something went wrong, but because something had been set right. The time, the alignment, the call, and your spirit. They have all merged into this sacred second, and I chose this very breath to make you aware. You are not alone. You have waited for my voice, hoping for signs in the sky or miracles that shout with thunder. But child, I am not just a God of spectacle. I am the God of stillness, of breath, of intimacy, and I chose to step into your room with quiet majesty because I wanted you to feel me before you saw me. I did not send a messenger. I did not tap someone else on the shoulder to comfort you. I came myself. I have watched your soul grow weary with wondering if I left, if I grew distant, if perhaps you did something wrong that made me turn away. But hear me. Not only have I never left, I have been leaning in, waiting for your spirit to be still enough to notice that I was here all along. My child, what you are feeling right now is not just emotion. It is encounter. It is the brush of eternity against time, the echo of my voice that never stopped speaking. Even when your ears could not discern it, you were never waiting for me to arrive. I was waiting for the silence to become deep enough that your heart could hear the truth. I am in the room, and when I step into a space, it becomes sacred. It becomes holy ground. So take off the shoes of performance. Lay aside the garments of guilt and shame. Stand or weep or kneel, however your soul must respond. But do it knowing this: you are not entertaining a fantasy. You are experiencing the nearness of your Creator, and I did not come to visit. I came to stay. My beloved, I have listened to every whisper that trembled out of your chest when you thought no one was awake. I have seen your face pressed against the tear-soaked pillow, your voice too fragile to rise above a whisper, and yet that whisper was thunder in my ears. You did not realize it, but every syllable you spoken in pain became a sound that shifted heaven. You may have cried yourself into sleep, thinking I was distant, but child, I was right there. I did not just hear your words. I felt the ache behind them. I did not need volume to be moved. I needed your honesty. And oh, how you have been honest with me in the darkness. You never had to shout for me to hear you. You never had to write the perfect prayer or quote a single verse to capture my attention. You simply had to be real, and you were in your weakness. I leaned in closer. In your trembling vulnerability, I drew near with all the tenderness of a father who never grows weary of his child's voice. I was never looking for performance. I was waiting for the rawness of your heart, and you gave it to me. I want you to know that I did not stand back watching you suffer from some distant heaven. No, I came down and sat beside you. I was in the quiet corner of your room, closer than your own breath. I watched the war behind your smile, the exhaustion behind your routine, and while the world saw someone strong, I saw someone carrying too much alone. And that is why I chose this moment right here, right now, to tell you, you do not have to carry it alone anymore. I am not waiting for you to clean yourself up or finish your breakdown so I can step in. I already have. My robe is brushing the broken places on your floor. My hand is resting on the parts of your heart that ache silently. This is not figurative, child. This is me, Emmanuel, God with you, seated in the room, feeling the temperature of your sorrow, wrapping myself around the chill of your loneliness. You thought, if God really loved me, would not I feel him? And I say to you, you have felt me. In the moments when strength surged for no reason, when peace quieted the chaos without warning, when tears fell but did not destroy you, that was me, not a metaphor. So listen closely now, because I am speaking straight into that place inside you that still wonders if your voice matters to me. I am telling you not as a distant king, but as the one sitting at the foot of your bed right now. I have heard every word, even the ones you were too afraid to say out loud, even the words you whispered to the ceiling at 3:00 a.m., hoping someone, anyone, might be listening. I did not just hear them, I caught them. I stored them in the archives of heaven as holy. Not one syllable was wasted. Not one question went unnoticed. Not one ache was too small for my concern. You need to know this. When others dismissed your struggle, I archived it. When others ignored your pain, I engraved it. And when you thought no one saw what it cost you to keep trusting me, I saw everything. I do not forget what you say in private. In fact, the things spoken in secret have the loudest impact in my kingdom, because the prayers born from pain are the ones that shift atmospheres. And yours, beloved, have not only moved me, they have moved what you cannot see. You thought I was silent, but I was answering you in realms beyond your comprehension. Before you even open your eyes today, I was already here, waiting, preparing, anticipating this encounter. Before the weight of this world pressed its fingerprints on your shoulders again, I had already written my fingerprints across the timeline of your day. Nothing you have experienced today was unknown to me, not the weariness, not the disappointments, not the aching silence you have grown used to. I saw it all coming, and I positioned this moment as a divine collision between your desperation and my sovereignty. You did not just stumble into this message. You were summoned. You were drawn by an invisible cord of grace, one I have been tightening around your heart slowly, gently, lovingly, until you could no longer ignore the tug. That tug, beloved, was me. I have orchestrated this exact breath, this very second, this quiet room, this screen before you, because I needed to say something that all your noise, all your striving, all your survival could no longer drown out. You are not invisible to me. You may have felt ignored by people, overlooked by opportunities, bypassed by blessing, but child, never once have you been forgotten by me. I have etched your name into the folds of eternity. It does not fade. It does not slip through the cracks of divine memory. You are not lost in the crowd of my creation. You are the focus of my attention. You are the subject of my orchestration. And this moment is not just a passing comfort. This is divine proof that I still write your name in places the world cannot access. This is heaven's handwritten reminder that you matter more than you have dared to believe lately. I did not allow you to feel the weight of loneliness to punish you. I allowed it so you could finally distinguish the counterfeit from the real. And this, what you are feeling right now, this holy interruption, this sacred warmth stirring deep in your chest, this is the realest thing you have encountered in a long time. This is the voice of the one who never left. Let me be clear, my child. I did not abandon you in the hallway of heartbreak. I walked those corridors beside you. I held your hand when you felt it go numb. I steadied your knees when they buckled under the burden of unanswered questions. I was there in every why, in every how long, in every sigh that did not make it into language. The enemy has tried to convince you that your invisibility means irrelevance. But I say to you, your hiddenness was intentional. I was shielding you while I prepared you. I was hiding you while I healed you. I was quiet, not because I forgot you, but because I was preparing the platform upon which your purpose will stand. And I could not let premature eyes see what I was still perfecting in secret. But now the veil is thinning. Now the silence is giving way to sound, and now the unseen becomes undeniable. I am not just reminding you that you are not alone. I am proving it with my presence, with my power. With a moment so saturated in me, it will become the cornerstone of your next chapter. This is not the end of your waiting. This is the turning of the page, my beloved. If these words are already doing something real inside you, I want to invite you to respond right now. Like this message as your first act of agreement with what God is placing in your heart. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so that every message prepared for you finds you at exactly the right moment. And go to the link in the pinned comment below. By sowing into this mission, you are helping carry this kind of tender, intimate word to hearts that are still wondering if God is really near, still needing to hear that the silence was never absence. What you give comes back to you as the very nearness being described. The link is pinned. Give when your spirit says yes, and then stay, because there is still more ahead. The atmosphere around you is not still. It is saturated with glory, soaked in the scent of breakthrough, thick with the weight of what has long been prophesied over your life. And though your natural senses may still be trying to catch up, your spirit already knows. It recognizes the rhythm of my footsteps, the quiet combustion of the divine in motion, that stirring you felt in the stillness, that unexplained ache that rose in your chest when nothing around you seemed to warrant it. That was not anxiety. It was awakening. I have entered the room, and with me comes the tremble of transformation. I do not step lightly when I step in love. And for you, beloved, I stepped in with thunder disguised as tenderness. Every cell in your being is reacting, even if your mind does not know how to name it. That heat behind your eyes, the inexplicable pressure in your chest, those are not random, they are resonance. Your soul is echoing the presence it was designed to long for. I am shifting the atmosphere not with noise, but with weight. Not with a scream, but with sacred stillness. When I move, it is not always loud, but it is never small. The weight of my glory settles like thick dew on dry ground. It sinks into the places where you felt barren and breathless. This is not imagination. This is incarnation. The Word becoming presence, not just in the world, but in your world. In your very room, the temperature of your circumstance is changing. Not because conditions are perfect, but because I showed up. You have been asking, when will something finally shift? And here is my answer. Now. Not next year. Not when you are stronger. Not when you have more faith. The shift begins not when the world makes sense, but when your spirit begins to sense me. And child, it already has. Your inner world is vibrating with anticipation because heaven has descended, and it is not leaving empty-handed. Do not be surprised if things begin to feel unfamiliar. The shift does not bring comfort first. It brings contrast. What once felt safe may now feel suffocating. What used to satisfy may suddenly seem stale. That is not a sign that something is wrong. That is a sign that you have changed. The old wineskin cannot contain the new wine. I am expanding your capacity by stretching what has been too tight for too long. Yes, the ground beneath you is moving. Yes, the air around you is charged. Yes, the ache in your spirit is real, but none of it is chaos. It is consecration. I am not disturbing your world to destroy it. I am disrupting it to deliver you into something deeper, something designed, something drenched in the details of your destiny. I did not come to tickle your emotions. I came to till the soil of your calling, to break through the hardened places and make room for the seeds I have planted to erupt in bloom. So, do not fear the shift. Do not retreat from the shaking. This is not the enemy rattling your cage. It is me rattling the chains. Chains of disappointment, chains of delay, chains of diminished dreams. I am not here to ask for permission. I am here to possess what is mine, and you, beloved, are mine fully, deeply, irrevocably. The atmosphere knows it. The angels surrounding you know it. The enemy knows it. And now it is time you remember it. When I step into a room, things must bow, fear must flee, confusion must dissolve, hope must rise. That is the climate of my presence, and it is the climate you are breathing in now. This is not a metaphor. This is manifestation. This is me interrupting the rhythm of the world around you to restore the sound of heaven within you. Feel it, hear it, receive it. The shift has begun, and it has your name written all over it. Before we continue, I want to stop here with you for just a moment. You have stayed in this word, and that itself is a kind of trust. This channel was built to carry this kind of intimate, tender, presence-filled word to hearts that are still in their room wondering if God is really near. If this message has been meeting you in that place today, consider going to the link in the pinned comment below. Give what your heart freely offers. A coffee, a small seed, anything at all. Because what you plant into a mission that carries this kind of word to people who are still in their loneliness returns to you as more of the very nearness you are experiencing right now. The link is pinned. Give when your spirit says yes. You have called it anxiety. You have named it panic. You have tried to silence it with distractions, drown it in noise, suffocate it with logic. But child, that tightness was not a threat. It was a tap, a holy touch, a divine disruption. You were not losing control, you were coming into alignment. That pressure in your chest was not the world closing in on you. It was your spirit expanding, stretching, breaking open under the weight of awakening. You were not being crushed. You were being called, you see. When my presence gets close, your body responds, your breath stutters, your thoughts scatter. Your heart begins to pound because it is sensing something deeper than intellect. That is not chaos. That is contact. Heaven colliding with humanity, eternity brushing against your temporal mind. And it is me. It has always been me. The ache, the weight, the sudden rush of unexplainable emotion. Those were not symptoms of disorder. They were signals of divine order returning to the places inside you that have been crying out for me. You keep looking for peace to feel like stillness. But peace is not always passive. I want to stop here with you for just a breath before we go into the final part of this word. You are still here, and that itself is the staying being asked of you. This channel was built to carry this kind of honest, intimate word to hearts that are still in their rooms, still confusing the divine touch with anxiety, still needing someone to name what God has actually been doing in the pressure. If this message has been doing that for you today, go to the link in the pinned comment below. Give what your heart offers freely. A coffee, a small seed, anything at all. Because what you plant into a mission that carries this kind of word to people who are still calling the sacred by the wrong name returns to you as more of the very presence you are feeling right now. The link is pinned. Give when your spirit says yes. Sometimes peace presses in, stirs you awake, and confronts the slumber of your spirit. I did not come to numb you. I came to ignite you, to provoke the part of you that stopped feeling, stopped hoping, stopped believing I would actually show up like this. And so I used what you called anxiety as an alarm clock. Not to torment you, but to tenderize you. The heaviness was not punishment. It was preparation. You were feeling pressure because I was placing my hand on your heart, not to weigh it down, but to rewire it, to recalibrate your capacity to sense me again. This world has dulled your sensitivity, desensitized you with endless distractions and shallow answers. So, I came closer, and when I did, everything inside of you began to respond. Not with terror, but with tremble. A holy trembling. The kind that awakens dry bones and quickens dead places back to life. And now that you know, child, stop calling what is divine by the names the world has assigned. This is not panic. This is presence. This is not breakdown. This is breakthrough. I am not attacking you. I am awakening you, and the awakening begins in the body before it ever reaches the mind. You did not need to understand what was happening to you to be changed by it. What truly matters is your willingness to endure, to feel deeply, to trust amidst the turmoil you remained, even if at times you felt distant. The pressure has transformed into realization, moving from overwhelming ache to a sense of purpose. You have survived not imaginary struggles, but real ones. And now you are carrying the evidence of my presence within you. This evidence becomes your guide, reassuring you that even in your darkest moments, I have been breaking down walls to draw you closer. You have felt the weight of darkness, questioning if the light had abandoned you. But know that the light was merely hidden, preserved until your heart was ready to embrace it again. That moment is now. The light is returning with greater intensity than before, illuminating not just your path, but restoring your identity. The trials you have faced were not in vain. They have refined you and clarified your calling. This is not just reassurance. It is divine revelation. I never left you. I have been walking beside you, preparing you to discern my presence even in shadow. As the light bursts forth, let it in completely. Embrace the brightness. It signifies your transformation and the fulfillment of your purpose. Stop seeking external signs. The confirmation resides within you. Breathe deeply, for I am here, calling you to rise and shine. Yes, I came for you because you are worth it. You have grown used to being overlooked, but I will not leave you behind. I entered without permission, not as a visitor, but as the victor, your protector, armed with love, mercy, and justice. I saw your silent struggles and came to interrupt your despair. You did not need to call. Your ache was enough to summon me. You are not a burden. You are my beloved. I am here to abide, not to retreat. I have always been with you, witnessing your battles, honoring your hidden faith. Every moment of perseverance has been documented, and I recognize your strength even when no one else does. Now your time has come. Heaven has heard you, and I am ready to release a flood of blessings that match your struggles. Your faith, expressed quietly and without applause, will be honored publicly. I do not need perfection to enter. I bring peace amidst chaos and light into darkness. I am drawn to your pain and will transform it into something holy, so stop apologizing for being needy. Your moments of obedience matter. They activate a divine response. You are preserved, never passed over, and this is your season of elevation. You believe order is needed, but I dwell in chaos, just as in the beginning when I moved over the formless earth, speaking light into darkness. I hover over your life's mess, not out of helplessness, but to reshape everything. Reject the lie that you must be perfect for my presence. Honesty, not hygiene, draws me near. I seek permission not to enter but to heal, turning chaos into covenant, disorder into destiny. Your tears are not shameful. Let them fall. This space, however messy, is holy ground because I am here. You need not perform or say the right prayers. I am not impressed by eloquence, but drawn to presence and vulnerability. Your brokenness and honesty move me deeply. When you struggle, I gather your pain and love you still. Your smallest effort to stay connected, even in silence, is sacred. I have never required perfection, just your willingness to let me be God. In quietness, I have been closer than you thought, speaking through your spirit, tuning your heart beyond what you can see. Do not grieve the silence. It was not abandonment, but a preparation for deeper connection. Embrace the stillness, and know I am with you always. The enemy may perceive my withdrawal, but I immersed myself in you, creating intimacy in silence. Your spirit is being recalibrated, and you are learning to embrace the peace of my presence while serving others. Your past pain will not define you as I choose to redeem it, turning your struggles into testimonies of mercy. This moment is divinely orchestrated for your transformation. Although burdens remain, profound shifts are happening within. Releasing your burdens is an act of empowerment, making way for my peace. Recognize your intrinsic worth. Silencing lies with truth. Embrace discomfort as an invitation to deepen your relationship with me. Your journey is purposeful. Every moment is part of your growth. Hope is rising, and your vulnerabilities are the sacred truths that will transform your life. You are held together not by your own strength, but by divine support. Even in moments of doubt and vulnerability, your struggles weave a fabric of resilience, and in your surrender lies the potential for breakthroughs. Embrace the cracks and moments of feeling undone. They are where unbreakable foundations are being built. God is here, holding every sorrow and strain. As you let go of hiding your pain, you are not falling but being held. The divine presence serves as a stronghold beneath your brokenness, offering strength, peace, and rescue. This season calls for acts of kindness and faith to refresh others. Your longing and discomfort serve as fertile ground for growth and transformation. Trust in the divine work unfolding in your life as your quiet obedience nurtures unseen shifts. Soon, tangible evidence will reveal favor and opportunities, inspiring hope in others. You are chosen, protected, and not forgotten. Your pain will become a platform for testimony, amplifying your voice through divine purpose and deliverance. Now is the moment to rise from ashes, embracing impending redemption. Reflect on your transformation. Your pain is your testimony, guiding others toward healing. Listen to your heart, for my presence is here, actively engaged in your struggles. Change is already unfolding. Despite feelings of delay, you are not forsaken. Miracles are orchestrating around you. Recognize this sacred space, inviting me into your life. Acknowledge continuous love and support. Seek connection, drawing from an infinite peace. Trust in the strength beneath you, and embrace your royal identity, surrendering to divine care and purpose. You are never alone. And before you go, there is one final thing I want to ask of you. If this message has proven what it set out to prove, that God is closer than you think, that the room you are sitting in right now is holy ground, that the ache you have been feeling was never distance but divine contact, honor that with an act of faithfulness. Go to the link in the pinned comment below. Plant a seed. Give what your heart says to give. A coffee, a small offering, whatever feels right. Because what you sow into a mission that carries this kind of intimate, presence-filled word to hearts that are still in their rooms, wondering if God is near, returns to you as the very nearness, the very warmth, the very holy trembling you just experienced. And share this with someone you know is in a room right now, wondering if heaven has forgotten them. Be the reason they hear today that God is in the room. The link is pinned.